carries more risks than regular foods.
Brian, you have to talk to us, not that.
So I'm going to talk about how genetic engineered
When somebody's welding, Brian, don't look at him welding.
Okay, so the process of genetic engineering can introduce new allergens and toxins into foods. For example, GM soybeans have been found to cause allergic reactions to humans. And it's created by...
soybeans are allergic to?
No, it's because of the bacteria. I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
It's because of the bacteria tryptophan, which is genetically engineered.
It's called tryptophan.
Really?
That's cool.
I thought it was tryptophan.
Well, in your country.
So 27 people worldwide.
Yeah, 27 people. No,
Out
in
of
the
7
U.S.
billion?
In the
Oh,
U.S.
okay.
In the U.S. have died already, and it already disabled 1,500. And this is according to the National Institute of Health.
Hey, way to cite the source.
And,
Learn a thing or two from this guy.
however, GM foods could easily be put to good use if not for the greedy corporations who make them. For example, they don't have to use this certain bacteria to create soybeans.
So, draw the connection between they're choosing to use that certain bacteria
They're using
and
because
their
it's cheaper.
greed.
It's cheaper.
Okay, so
And
it's
they're trying to make the most profit they could out of us.
Well, isn't
Isn't that what all businesses try
yeah,
to
that's
do?
why we buy stock in a company.
That's why, well, that's what I'm saying. If we were put in their position, would we, as critics, criticizing them, make it a non-profit organization or make it like more, you can make more money from it? That makes sense.
I don't know what you're saying. Move on.
And the GM plants can also cause environment hazards. Talked about earlier that they are resistant to herbicides, and which leads to super weeds, which are extremely hard to. It's really bad for the soil and the environment. And another problem is we talked earlier was the BT corn's pollen is blown by the wind onto the neighboring farm, and it causes conflicts between the two farms. And however, you can create buffer zones around these neighboring farms that will prevent less of this from happening. No, less.
We're not going to argue this guy into change.
And this is a quick graph of what the BT genes make they're used in sunflowers, maize, cotton, and foodstuffs. You know, like food stuffings.
I thought that's just on Thanksgiving every day.
Keep going, please.
Forge ahead.
And because of inadequate government regulation, biotech companies claim that the government are having a strict regulation of their policies, but obviously they're not, because of the amount of things in the supermarket that are genetic engineered right now.
Well, here, let me ask you this. What nation in the world has the cleanest food supply and the lowest incidence of food-related deaths? The answer is the United States of America.
Well, the answer is...
So how can you argue if we have arguably the cleanest food supply in the world that the government is not regulating enough?
How do you know we have the cleanest?
I've read it.
But
Fewest people die of things like bacteria and E. coli
in America.
because we have, yes. Now, granted, we die a lot more of heart disease than most nations, but we also tend to have a higher lifespan or a longer lifespan.
Because we have better medical care.
Okay, fair enough. Either way, either way, I mean, the argument that we don't regulate our food industry enough is kind of a hard one to swallow, given how clean relative to every other nation in the world our food supply is.
But we can be better.
Okay.
Like, if you see...
So we should not let them be the gold standard.
And
We should be the gold standard.
Yeah, so we have to provide, in a market, you can see that 80% of supermarket milk contains these hormones that are not good for our human body. And
Should restaurants also tell us what
they won't tell us because if they tell
Are,
us, we'll buy it.
are hormones in milk because of genetic modification?
It's because of what the cow is fed. The cow is fed, so they become fatter. No, the cow is fed genetic engineered and modified corn, so they become fatter, bigger, faster.
Okay,
So they produce more milk.
I understand that, but I thought that the hormones were injected into the cows to produce more milk.
Oh yeah, that too.
Because that's different from genetically engineered, which is your topic.
But that's not have nothing to do with it. It's how government
I
regulates.
know.
The government regulates. They approved of this hormone of these cows, and we're drinking them right now. And I'm trying to explain how if they can't even do this, how are they gonna do and they're gonna regulate the genetically modified food?
Move on.
And we've seen like they can get paid by companies because they have so much money to keep quiet and not tell us. And there's ethical concerns of religious groups who feel that it is unethical to combine animal genes with plant genes.
Like name a religious group.
Christians.
All Christians?
Not all Christians.
I do?
I'm saying the radical.
Thou shalt not
I'm saying
slice it.
I'm saying it's unethical because you're messing with.
Are you playing God? Is that what you're playing?
It's like we're playing God. We're messing with God's creation and
But
messing with creating new things that God hasn't created.
Because it's
isn't
equal
all
right.
husbandry then, by that logic, messing with God's creation?
Wait, can you say that again?
Well, where you say, I want a bigger cow, so I'm going to look at my herd and take the two biggest cows and cause them to mate. Isn't that messing with God's creation? That's human intervention.
Then
To get
we're
a
not.
bigger cow. Science has just made a more specific way of doing that.
We're feeding cows corn and not grass.
Right. I know. We're feeding you hot Cheetos and not.
Yeah, not the regular brand. And but easy solution to this is those who don't want to eat GM foods, which are in like Alberts and Save-Ons, or not Save-Ons. I'm not chain, you know what I mean? And then they can go to Trader Joe's or Fresh and Easy to get organic food, but the problem is they're more expensive and people want cheap. That's why we're so attracted by like dollar menus, and they're all created by all these cows that have been eating. A 2-year-old.
Cows that I see on I-5 Couchfits.
The dollar menu is created by cows.
Because people, if you go to organic market, it's not that crowded, but when you
Is
go
that the
out,
same for chickens too? Pigs?
chickens,
The Foster Farms chicken.
they're all genetically modified right now. More money.
They're all genetically.
Most chickens, like I've heard that KFC has, like they just put while they're like making their chickens, they make their chest bigger, like their breasts, like they genetically engineer the chest
Yeah,
to
that's
make it
right.
bigger to get more meat, and like there was like a rumor that they just put a chicken with 2 heads or something. They didn't care, and they just like this.
That's right, they do. They do try to breed chickens so they have bigger breasts.
More meat, more money.
Yeah, that's right.
And yeah.